How's it going, man? Anyway, I got a late call into work today, so I'm doing my podcast, and then I'm gonna get to the gym. Oh, Billy in shape. I joined a big gay gym. I joined a big gay gym, and I'm getting in fucking shape. And every gym is a little gay, but this one's really gay. And it depends on what hour you go to, the level that it is. But I'll tell you something about gay guys. No one makes you feel out of shape like a fucking gay guy. Jesus Christ. Everybody at my gym either looks like the fucking Hulk or Baryshnikov. That's what they are. They either look like they just got done doing the NFL Combine, or like they're I don't know, dancing for Alvin Ailey, whatever that dance school is. And then you got me going in there. When I'm in decent shape, but Jesus Christ, I go into that fucking gym, I look like I'm on my 600-pound life. It's definitely a vibe in there, but it is what it is. It's New York City. It is what it is. So I'm gonna get in there, throw the weights around. It's so funny, man. I do like my fucking 1980s workout, and everybody else now is just so much younger than me. I don't even know like half the shit that I try to like look and see like what the new exercises are. I try to like learn, but everybody at my gym seems to be ragingly homosexual. So I'm afraid to look in their direction that they're going to get the wrong idea. And I don't know how in 2025 to say, no, I'm not gay without it not coming off as homophobic. Not to say there's anything wrong with whatever you're doing in the steam room that I can't use but still pay for. But anyway, the gym is fucking hilarious. It's a really good gym. It's got all this stuff there, but it's lit like a fucking W hotel, man. It's fucking hilarious. But it is a great gym. I stand by it. I give it 5 rainbows. Anyway, plowing ahead here. What a weekend I had. All right, Thursday night I went out. I did 3 spots. Bang, bang, boom. Fucking crushed on all 3 of them. My last time I went up, like I just felt like they were just sort of laughing because they knew who I was, right? So that's what happens. Once people know who you are as a comedian, you can kind of like actually have a bad set but still kind of do all right. Because they're just like, oh, you... I know you. Are you trying out new jokes? Oh, you. We'll be fucking forgiving. And it's like, you got to do like the math, and be like, no, I'm actually bombing right now, but they're appreciating other things that I've done, but they're not appreciating this. They just don't know it. So I couldn't get the car out of the fucking mud. I wasn't flowing, and I was like, fuck. And I didn't have time to do another set, so I just kind of had to live with that for a few days. So then I went up Thursday night, and I was fucking psyched, and I was flowing. I was old Billy Jerkface again, old Billy Dumb Stuff, just up there talking, and I felt great. The crowds were awesome, and I got to work with some comics that I've seen or haven't seen, and all of that shit. So it was a good time. And then Friday night I went to the Saturday Night Live 50 years of music, all this wide variety of music and stuff that they've had over the years, and all these amazing performers, which of course I'm going to forget some people. I meant to look up all the fucking names so I wouldn't do this. But anyway, it was just an incredible night. Trying to think of trying to put this whole weekend together. All right, obviously, right out of the gate, the post-Nirvana, which was Post Malone fronting Nirvana with all surviving members, including Pat Smear. They absolutely fucking destroyed, and it was right in front of me. I was like 30 feet away from it. And, what's funny is I played, I've played along to Smelled Like Teen Spirit, and to actually just watch Dave Grohl play that fucking song, I was like embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. Like, I knew I sucked, but Jesus, look at that guy. And the thing about him is if you watch his performance this weekend and you go back 30-something years to when he first played that song on SNL, his energy has not dropped off at all. He hasn't lost a fucking step. Remember that guy that played cornerback for the Redskins, Darryl Green? He played all the way into like his 40s, and he was still like the fastest guy in the NFL. It's like that. Still the same. He didn't look like all like, a lot of those guys, when you play like that, after a while, you get shoulder problems, you get carpal tunnel, your back's fucked up. Dude, that guy, I don't know if he went to the day spa or what, but he looked the exact same. Fucking killing it. Fucking killing it. Post Malone sounded great. And then I feel like their bass player, Chris, dude, that guy's fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know. I can't figure out. There's so many people that pretend they don't give a fuck. That guy just does not give a fuck in a really good way. First of all, he went bald like a shoe salesman. He never shaved the whole thing to try to make it look like, maybe he knows some jujitsu. He didn't. He went bald like fucking Bob Newhart as a rock star. Doesn't give a fuck. Gets into politics, does all that, comes back, smashes that show. Nonchalant, I guess I'll be a fucking rock star again. Fucking kills it. The song ends, and he just hands his bass to someone in the crowd and walks off stage during the applause. Dude, Miles Davis would be like, God damn. Speaking of which, Miles Davis, kind of the first punk rocker. He used to turn his back to the fucking crowd, and everybody's like, what the fuck? He's like, what do you mean, what the fuck? I'm listening to the band. All right? You don't matter. Right? You sit here and like what I'm doing, I'm talking to these guys. Stop interrupting, and you get to enjoy this conversation. That was his whole fucking vibe. As a black dude, I don't know if you noticed, he was a black dude his whole life. I don't know why I needed to make that point, but he was doing it in front of like those older white generations that expected you to be like... as a black performer to feel just, thrilled to death that you got to perform in front of a bunch of white people. He's like, no, fuck you. You should be thrilled. I'm the one doing the fucking show, you asshole. Reason number 9,776 to fucking love Miles Davis. Anyway, who else? Bonnie Raitt. She's just the real deal. She fucking killed. On my stage was the post Nirvana thing, Mumford & Son. You can't tell me the lead singer of Mumford & Son and Tim Tebow are not related, okay? Not to start that shit again. What else? Devo was on that stage. Dude, Cher came out and fucking murdered it, wearing the same fucking outfit she wore way back in the day and still looking great. Unexpected, and she went on like second to last in front of Jack White, who had the, that's one of those things, like you don't headline that show, you just go on last, one of those things, and it's just a thankless fucking job that you have to go on after all of that incredible, like, people just crushing it. And, what was I going to say? And he went out and just fucking destroyed, did the Neil Young Rockin' in a Free World, and then played with that, boom, boom, go, 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 which is the first time I've ever seen him play it live, even though I've heard it 50 million times at every sporting event I went to. Bad Bunny I saw, who I loved, who for some reason I thought was a DJ. I had no idea. I'm fucking old. Miley Cyrus killed it. The whole I know I'm forgetting people. The whole fucking, the whole show. They just murdered. Oh, speaking of which, I had to give somebody a shout out. I mentioned that I went to Paul McCartney. Josh Adam Myers got me the tickets, but he got them from from Zach Myers from a band called Shinedown. So thank you to Zach. Whether you know it or not, you got me tickets to a concert that I will never forget. This is like old Billy Make-A-Wish. This has been like my week. Just seeing all of these incredible performers. So that was Friday night, and that was in Radio City Music Hall, which I had never been in. And it was, gorgeous. I'd never been in, just absolute like Art Deco style, which is one of my favorites. Art Deco and Brutalist architecture. For some reason, I somehow got into that. Hardcore into Brutalist architecture. I don't know why. I just, it's like unsettling. It's sometimes it's like super fucking ugly. Like Government Center is a good example of Brutalist architecture, and I hate that fucking building. Where I went to school, UMass Boston, is Brutalist. But then there's other things, like when done right, it's incredible. Well, Jesus, Bill, I just described everything. I'll tell you, people, cooking, when done right, is unbelievable. But if you go somewhere and they don't know how to cook, it's kind of bad. You guys keeping up? Am I going too fast for you? So anyway, and then last night, I went to the SNL 50 years celebration, and I got to sit in the crowd, and I had no pressure, and I just got to watch all of these people that I was such a huge fan of. And as far as like my like sort of comedy undergrad and college degree, it started with Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo and all of those guys. It went into the Dennis Miller, John Lovitz, Phil Hartman, Kevin Nealon, all of those guys, Jan Hooks, all of them, into the Sandler one, with Chris, David Spade, Chris Farley, Chris Rock. And then by then I was doing like stand-up, and so I missed a lot of the Will Ferrell stuff, but I would always just hear about it, and I would do my best, but I was just always working when they were on. So I got to see a lot of people that I couldn't, like I was watching Eddie Murphy doing a sketch. I couldn't believe it. Oh, by the way, Tracy Morgan singing Astronaut Jones was one of my favorite parts of the music one. And then there was this woman that came out. Oh, God, I'm going to forget her name. I don't even know what style of music. She had the biggest fucking voice, just filling up. I've been meaning to look up her name again and to download her shit. Whatever, I'm old. Anyway, so I went there last night, and it's literally like Paul Simon opens, and he was on the first episode ever. It's Paul Simon. And then Steve Martin does the monologue. I know you guys probably saw this. Sandler, who just has a fucking heart of gold, sang this incredible song in the middle, got a standing ovation. I got to see Eddie Murphy do a sketch with Will Ferrell. Oh, God, I'm going to forget. Dude, Meryl Streep crushed. I had no idea she was that funny. She was fucking hilarious with Kate McKinnon. They were killing it. The whole thing. And then it ends in Lil Wayne killed with the Roots. And then it closes out with Paul McCartney, who what he played on that show was what he played for the encore the night I saw him. And, oh, you know what was funny was I was sitting in the crowd, and I got to sit next to Eddie Vedder, who got to be one of the nicest, sweetest human beings I've ever met in my life. What a fucking sweetheart of a guy. And I got to tell him that story going like, oh, man, when you guys came out, like, I hated you guys. You knocked all my metal bands off the top 10. And he was fucking cracking up. I go, do you know how long it took me to begrudgingly admit how great your band is? He was just cool about it. He was like, well, I'm glad you came around or whatever. And he was actually asking, like, what metal bands I listened to and shit. We got to talk baseball, but oh my God, what a fucking sweetheart of a guy. Super, super nice guy. And I got to meet Bonnie Raitt really quickly. And that was like my two big like rock star freakouts. I had like Bonnie Raitt was sitting in front of me, and then Eddie Vedder was on the side, and it was just like, it was fucking wild. I couldn't believe I was there. I'll be honest with you, I could not fucking believe I was there. And it went by in like 2 seconds. It really was like a perfect show. Robert De Niro came out and did a fucking sketch, and Debbie Downer. Yeah, I've forgotten more of the legendary shit than I can remember. It was a perfect night. Fucking Keith Richards was there. I stood up. I was like, oh my God. Fucking Keith Richards. It was, you had a Rolling Stone and a Beatle there. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was unfucking believable. Head spinning. And then I went to the show with Keith Robinson, who was, all-time great ball buster. So we had a great time just hanging out or whatever. And, he's a super funny dude. You know what's great about Keith is because he's so funny, like, he can appreciate other people's talent. So it was fun being there at the show with him because we were laughing like, got to be an audience member again, like how I always was. So thank you to everybody over there for getting me a ticket to that thing. I don't know how the hell I'm going to top that. So I've done... Old Billy Make-A-Wish here. I've done so much shit in the first couple of weeks. Now I feel like I can finally settle down. I went and I got some... This is not like how fucking lonely I am and why I'm so excited to go home to my family. Like, this is what I did on my Sunday alone with myself. I roasted some garlic and I made my own mayonnaise. I'm going to say that again. I was all by myself. I roasted some garlic and I made my own mayonnaise. And I got to be honest with you, I am talking to myself at a level that's even frightening to me. I have had so much fucking alone time. I've been, I'm much better post mushrooms, Mushrooms really help me out, that I make sure, I went to a brunch. Look at me. I went to a brunch and had a good time. And I went out to Brooklyn with a friend of mine, and we had a great time. And, I was just telling them all, like what Brooklyn used to be like. I'm like, you fucking didn't come to this part of Brooklyn. I cannot believe this. And we were just like walking down in Williamsburg. I go, this looks like hipster Rodeo Drive. Like, shit is expensive out there. Anyway, yeah, so, I was trying to find, like, what's fucking hilarious? You go to these, what's fucking bullshit? These health food stores. You go in there and they still have, it just says organic on it. It just says 0 sugar, and then it says that they added sugar. And then those fucking cunts, they've infiltrated the FDA, so, like, they're the ones that define what means, the people poisoning you define the definition of organic. They define no added sugar. And they're lying cunts. So I finally reached out to a friend of mine who's a cook. And I said, how the fuck do you make mayonnaise? And she sent me this video of Julia Child, black and white video, making mayonnaise. And I was like, all right, I can do that. It's 3 egg yolks. It's salt, mustard seed, and then whatever oil you want to use. And that's what I was trying to avoid, because all the oils that they were using was this fucking cancer-causing shit. And I'm an old dad, right? So I can't have that stuff. So I just made it with some avocado oil, white pepper I put in there, zhuzhed it up with a little more salt. Didn't think it had enough salt. And mixed it with some tuna with a little bit of celery in it. Put it on some, just put it on top of some, not iceberg lettuce, red leaf lettuce. And I had just raw beets on the side. That's how I'm fucking eating. Like, I am not fucking around here. I've had this fucking COVID cunt belly. I said that the other day. I said, I'm going to get rid of this COVID weight. Someone goes, COVID was a long time ago. And I said, I know. I had a kid. Well, my wife had a kid. But I was responsible. During COVID. So, like, I never got it off. So, you know, it was a lot of fucking stress or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know, yeah, then I did a movie and I had to fucking edit the movie and figure out how to do that. And I just was sitting around and I just could not get it off. I can't get it off. So I am determined this time. So I am like, Billy, no bread, no sugars, none of that shit. And it's kind of fun when you get off of that stuff and you can kind of eat what used to be bland. And all of a sudden the bland flavors start getting turned up. They start tasting good. And so anyway, so I'm going to go over to my big gay gym, old Billy Ally. But I know like the times when my gym is like crowded. You can't go there on like Saturday around 10 or 11 in the morning. All the boys are getting their pump before they go out that night. It's like fucking Thunderdome in there. You know, I fucking hate having to like wait and all of that shit. You know, and I'm doing an old man work. I do 2 sets, light fucking weight, you know, just doing the reps so everything doesn't sag down to the floor. That's all I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Flat stomach, just trying to be toned, right? And it's just fucking, you know, it's a madhouse in there. But like Sundays are good because everybody's like fucking hungover. You know, did Molly, whatever the fuck they do, right? And I can go in there and like I don't have a problem. So, and then like weekdays, if I get like a late call to rehearsal, I can go in there and I can knock it out. But it's a fucking great gym, really is a great gym. Anyway, plowing ahead. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, Billy Guitar Center. I went in there and I found, I was like, do you guys have any left-handed guitars? They're like, you know, I wanted to get like an acoustic. So they had like this little like $350 fucking acoustic. It was funny. They had a $350 guitar or a fucking $4,000 guitar. So I'm like, all right, let me try out both of them. I just want to see what is the difference. I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't really tell the difference. The $4,000 one versus the $350 one felt like a $500 guitar, $600-$700. It didn't feel like this. Like this is $4,000. I don't feel myself I don't feel like I know anything more about music with this ridiculously expensive one. So I got the other one, and it was cool. It's got a little plug-in and shit. And I got this thing that my buddy sent me, Dave Kushner, who has a master class of guitar theory, shredding the box and all of that stuff. You got to check that out. DaveKushner.com. He sent me this thing, the Fender Tone Master. And it doesn't have a speaker, but it has like headphones. You just plug in there, and it's just with the turn of a dial, you get all these different like distortion pedals and shit. And it's fucking great. I'm having like the time of my life. I got a halfway decent flat screen TV here at the corporate apartment I'm staying up in, and I have not had that I have not watched TV. Like I come home, after my rehearsals, I go to my big gay gym, you know. I try to stay positive about how I look, right? Maybe that's why so many people are homophobic. Are they really like, is it really this sex thing, or are they just fucking jealous of how good a shape gay guys are in? Oh, shit. It's a big old gay gym, and I love it. It's hilarious. I went in there the other day. You know, like when they fucking, you know when somebody has like the pulleys, and they're working their chest, and they're doing the fucking, then you cross your arms like an X in front of you, and then you come back out again. I saw a guy doing that in a crop top. Fucking amazing. Anyway. What else? Yeah, so I've been doing that and getting out, doing some sets, and I don't know. The big thing is I'm so excited to see my family this weekend. I cannot fucking wait. Like I am like freaking the fuck out about that. It's going to be awesome. And, oh, God, I can't wait. I cannot wait. So, I got these little breaks here. So FaceTime has been, like, insane. Like, I'm getting this insane, like, I'm a lunatic. I was saying, I'm one of those dads. I'm fucking, like, chasing you around the house, fucking wrestling. Let's go play soccer, shoot some hoops. Let's play some drums, Let's get in the car, go for a drive, And I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, I'm this fucking great. I mean, that is great. But, like, most of the reason why I'm doing that is because I can't fucking sit still, as much as the kids like it and everything. And, like, but because, I'm not there and I just talk to them on FaceTime, it sort of quieted my brain. And I'm having, like, these epic conversations with my daughter and even my son now. It's funny, like, girls are just, can talk better, they just can shoot the breeze. And my son is funny. He just always walks up to the screen, puts his face right in it. So I see like half his forehead, an eyeball, and a cheek. And he's just like, Dad, when you coming home? And he just walks away. So, but I play a game with him that makes him laugh. All right, would you rather have pancakes or waffles? And then they pick. And then you're not allowed to say Pepsi because I hate Pepsi, but I play up how much I hate Pepsi. So every once in a while I'll be like, do you like pancakes or waffles? And I'll go Pepsi, just to watch me, flip out, and put my face up near the screen and act like, I'm arguing a call. I go Earl Weaver on him, He seems to love that. So anyway, I got to be honest with you. I was really nervous about this whole thing about being away from my family and everything, and it's actually been really good. And my wife has been crushing it, and we have all these built-in like visits and everything. So I'll never go more than a couple of weeks without seeing them. So it's going to be we're going to pull it off. We're going to pull it off. So I'm very excited about that. All right, and with that, let me do some of the reads here for the week. Let's see. What do I got here? Oh, Simply Safe, everybody. Every 26 seconds, a burglary takes place in the United States, according to FBI data. That means by the time this podcast ends, dozens of homes will have been targeted. They're coming in to eat your dogs, protect your home before it's too late. With Simply Safe's proactive security system, Simply Safe helps to stop threats before they even have the chance to break in. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection can help prevent break-ins before they happen. Every time I go to scroll, this thing goes to the top. AI-powered cameras. Why is everybody into AI like that's a good thing? Backed by live professional monitoring agents. All right. Monitoring your property. Well, fucking cameras were always AI, weren't they? They were never alive. And there was always a guy on the other side, right? All right, just read the copy, Bill. Monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. What is that over there? If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously... That's fucking hilarious. How many times did cops question somebody? You were lurking, I wasn't lurking. I was hanging out. There's a fine line between lurking and hanging out. Because hanging out can also be loitering. The difference between hanging out and loitering is whether you have a legitimate reason for being there. And the difference between loitering and lurking is you have one of your hands in your pockets and it's moving. All right, everything's been defined. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, I think he's going to put his hand in his pocket. Those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police.